Lost Girl Therapy. Today is day 45 of the Heal Your Heart Challenge, and today we were talking about the time that I sat on a bench with God. So, yesterday was one of the most interesting experiences of my life, and before I jump into the story, I just want to say that this story has absolutely nothing to do with organized religion. This is literally just an event that I experienced. About 2 days ago, I was meditating, and I was doing clearings, which is basically where you remove energy from your field. And typically energy is a little bit more challenging for me to remove when it's been accumulating for a while. And I just hadn't done a clearing recently. So I was having some difficulty doing the clearing, and I felt this immense pressure come down through the crown of my head. And for me, that's kind of a signal of how I intuitively lead. It's also a signal of me connecting to my higher self. And this pressure came down over my head, and basically I became filled with this white light, and it felt like it was spreading throughout the entirety of my body, almost rewiring me energetically. And I didn't really think anything of it because I do energy work all the time. I have had wild experiences that are completely unexplainable. But this was just another one that kind of occurred, and I was kind of weird, but also not really going to think too much. 2 days later, aka yesterday, I had the experience of doing a clearing, and after that kind of white light scenario, clearings were super easy for me. I was basically just moving energy as if I was throwing it away. It was so effortless for me to just clear it from my space, and I was great, if that is the result of the white light, awesome. We love that. It just makes my life a little bit easier. But at the end of the clearing, I was in this space of kind of just quiet meditation and stillness. And in previous experiences, when I've been there, every once in a while somebody will show up, and sometimes I'll just see things in perfect clarity, but that hasn't really happened in a while. So I was very surprised when I was sitting in this space of stillness, and all of a sudden I felt someone hold my hand. And in a matter of moments, I basically was being guided to a bench, and I was in this white space. And I'm sitting on this bench, and someone's holding my hand, and I turn to my right, and there's God. And at first, I literally was just is it my time? Because why else would God show up? Obviously this has to be significant, and if it's my time to go, I would be really surprised if it was a random Thursday of me sitting in my living room. But I first asked that question, and he's yep, nope, not your time. Definitely not it. You're about to have a very long life that is going to be full of amazing things, but I'm here for another reason. And I was great, okay, glad that's not the reason that you're here. What's going on? And to be perfectly honest, it's super weird to talk to God. I'm not going to say that this is a normal occurrence for me, but it was definitely one of those moments where I was wow, this is happening. Let's just see where it takes us. So he's still sitting next to me. He's still holding my hand, and he turns to me and he goes, "Do you want to be healed?" And I took that to mean, do I want to be physically healed? Because over the course of the last 3 years, as you guys have seen on my POTS journey, as well as Hashimoto's and just physical health stuff, my physical being has just taken it's just been exhausted. And in the times that my physical body has been exhausted, I've kind of just been challenging myself to do the energetic, emotional, mental, and spiritual healing. So that really means clearing out old wounds and old attachments and just stuff that really does not serve me, so that way I can feel in higher alignment even when my physical body isn't up to the task. So when he asked me the question, do you want to be healed? I straight up was just yeah, let's go. And immediately I felt and saw his hands go to my forehead and my heart. And he just rested them there. He literally just left his hands on my head and my heart and infused me with this sensation of strength. And it wasn't this big lightning bolt of stuff. It truly was just almost feeling like somebody was turning the dial up in me, in the sense of fortitude or resiliency, that kind of really deep inner knowing that I am now stronger than I was before on many levels. And then I just kind of sat there, because I don't really know what else you do with God. I literally just sat there, had a chat with him about family members, and was this is super weird, but I kind of also love that this is happening. I'm in a mild state of disbelief. And after we had a chat about my family members, I said thank you. He got up, he went his way, I came back to me. And after that, I really didn't think anything of it. I straight up was just wow, very interesting things have happened in meditation. This is definitely one of those like big ticket items that I'm never going to forget. But then here's what happened. 2 hours later, I literally was on a walk. And for the first time in 3 years, I took a walk without a single symptom. I walked 4 miles and I did not have to stop once. I didn't have any difficulty breathing. I didn't have any neurological symptoms. I didn't lose feeling. I didn't have anything going on with my heart. I felt totally fine. And then I came home and I did yoga, and again, I felt totally fine. And then I took a shower, and for the first time, I didn't need to immediately sit down when I got out of it, and I felt fine. And that was when I knew that I had gotten a miracle.